Welcome everyone. First to tonight's breaking news story. Many are feared dead in an explosion that occurred at Apienti between Bogoso and Bode in the western region this afternoon. The police says it is collaborating with other emergency service providers. It has activated a full emergency recovery exercise. The cause of the incident is yet to be confirmed. All we know is that there was an explosion. The police posted on social media saying the huge explosion occurred this afternoon, Thursday, January 20, 2022 at Apieti between Bogoso and Bode in the western region. The police and other emergency service providers have activated a full emergency recovery exercise. We urge all to remain calm as we manage this unfortunate situation. The police says they'll communicate full details in due course. Joining us is journalist with Sky FM, Samuel Kojo Brace. Grateful that you could join us tonight. What are you hearing about the cause of the explosion?
Well, thank you for having me and good evening to your listeners. What we are taking from the ground is that there was this truck that was transporting explosives from the Asante region to Takwa. I'm sure you all know the number of mining companies we have in the Takwa enclave. Now, upon reaching this community called Apiate, which is between Bode and Bogoso, specifically, I'm told it's about 10 minutes drive from Bogoso. It had a tie burst, but it wanted to get to a very good location before the tie could be wedged on. If you know how these trucks are, when the tie bursts and then they are still using it, there's some friction that results in some sparks. This spark resulted in fire, and because it was transporting explosives, it caught up with explosives, and then the explosives went off. For those of us who might not know what explosives are, if you use explosives on even rock materials, they are able to break these rock materials into tiny pieces. And so the power of the explosives were able to bring down almost everything in the community. From what we hear and from what I've seen, there's a single-story building and some few structures behind it that are still standing. But majority of the Apiate community, as we speak, have been brought down.
We are just looking at videos from over there and just seeing the extent of devastation. Like you say, it appears a whole town is wiped off. Describe for us again what you're seeing.
Look, what you see from Apiate is if you just bumped into the community, you might think there wasn't any community at all in this place, because everything in the community, aside these few structures I spoke of, are down now. You would see dead bodies. Now they've cleared some of them, those they've identified. So you would see blood, really, all over the sites where the structures have been brought down. As we speak, we hear about 30 minutes ago, the fire service was still struggling to put the fire out completely. There are still some people who are trapped underneath the debris of these structures, and it's just a heartbreaking situation for the people of Apiate. Some people have started to count their losses. Some have tried to get in touch with families back home to find out whether their loved ones are still alive or have been affected by this. A young man I spoke to a while ago told me that he was just trying to reach the mother to find out whether she's all right. But he's called her mother 4 times. There's no answer. And he is sad. He's anxious to know what is happening, but he cannot get into the community. For people who are close by, it is you running to the community to find out whether your people are safe or not. But as we speak, we are told, unconfirmed reports anyway, that over 100 people are feared dead. Those who are injured and have been able to have been retrieved from the debris have been rushed to government hospital in Bogoso, in Asakagra, and other nearby communities for them to be attended to. But we also gather that the police, the military, and the fire service are working assiduously to make sure that they recover a lot of people if luck finds them alive or in any other form, so that we can know exactly the extent of damage in terms of human life this development is causing us.
I don't think that we've seen anything of this scale ever in recent times, and I'm just wondering how easy or difficult is it for the police, the fire service, as they carry out this rescue operation? What sort of challenges are they faced with in trying to get to people who may need help at this time?
Some people are trapped underneath structures, and you need a certain level of skill and also equipment to deal with that. Now, if we are using manpower, we realize that it will be a Herculean task. But from the little we've gathered from the ground, it looks as though our men are up to task and they're doing everything they can, even though it's hard, and it will take us more time for us to ensure that we've gotten to everybody. But they are trying their best to ensure that they succumb this task ahead of them. The thing is that this is probably telling us that at all times, Ghana as a country should look at its emergency response and to look at how prepared we can be for emergencies like this. This, like you said, is not like anything I have seen or heard of in the last couple of years. It's a very, very difficult period and a hard task for the police, military, and fire service to handle. But I'm sure, and we can, based on what we've seen, say that we may be able to get to the bottom of this, probably by close of day.
Right, and what is of interest to us in the business community is because the Western region is a mining hub, there's a lot of mining going on there, and I guess there's a lot of transport of dynamites and explosives along that stretch, the Bode-Bogoso Road. Tell us about typically what sort of day would have been if this accident had not happened.
Can you phrase the last part of the question again?
I just want you to give us an idea, the sort of activities that transpire along that stretch. We know that we are in a mining hub.
Okay. Well, Apiate itself is predominantly a mining community. But like you mentioned earlier, the whole Bogoso, or the Wasa enclave of the Western region is blessed with gold. And so even though Apiate is known for farming, there's also activities of small-scale mining. So, and if you know the dynamics of communities where small-scale mining are, you realize that people travel all over Ghana to be in those communities to also partake in those activities. So it's a place where you find people from all over Ghana trying to make ends meet in that community. Though it's a predominantly farming community, but mining is also quite heavy in that part of the Western region.
Samuel Kojo-Brace, journalist with Sky FM, thank you so much for your updates. We'll keep following that story for you. The huge explosion at the Peti there in the Western region. We will keep following that story. If there's any more information to report, we'll get that to you. But we understand right now that the police has activated an emergency recovery exercise. Hopefully, it will reach people who have survived that explosion. You're watching Business Live. Let's turn to some of our top stories tonight. Light fishing continues to dwindle fish stock, making it difficult for fisher folk to take care of their families. James Eshan features one such fisherman who can barely keep his family together because of the impact of light fishing affecting his profits and capacity to fend for his family. Here's more in this report.
According to the Fisheries Committee for the West Central Gulf of Guinea, the fishing industry in Ghana employs over 2.2 million Ghanaians, which is about 10% of the Ghanaian population, and it contributes to the Ghanaian GDP, that is 4.5% of the Ghanaian GDP. We are currently at the Nungwa landing beach. We just want to know how the fishing industry is actually faring, and also with the automated premix flow, we would also want to delve a bit into it.
Ghana has adequate valuable stocks of fish. Total domestic production, including aquaculture, is roughly 440,000 tons each year. However, the fishing industry in Ghana has reached a low-level equilibrium that provides little prospect for improving the welfare of fisher folk or contribution to the economy as a whole. Over the years, different measures have been put in place to keep the sector running, but its implementation has been faced with a number of issues. Bote claims to have had 3 wives in the past, but due to the current situation of the fishing sector, 2 of them divorced him. He's unhappy about the rate at which fishing communities in Ghana, including Nungwa in Accra, have been plagued by plastic waste and its impact on the work.
1966.
I started fishing in 1966. I used to go with my father when I was in class 1. Back then, fishing was very lucrative until in 1979 when the light fishing method was introduced. It has crippled fishing business. The plastic bags is also not helping matters because it doesn't rot when it enters the sea, unlike the paper bags. This morning, I haven't even taken porridge. I have only 1 cedi in my pocket. Meanwhile, I have kids. Before, when fishing was good, I married 3 wives and gave birth to 15 children. Now they are done with school. I have 21 grandchildren. At my age, I shouldn't be fishing, but due to hardship, I am forced to. And even that, I earn nothing. 2 of my wives have left me due to the situation. How do I take care of my family? We are pleading with the government to intervene and stop the light fishing and the use of plastics.
Emmanuel Bote has been fishing for 20 years. He explains how light fishing is affecting business. With the pilot of the automated premix fuel distribution to reduce human element, Bote described it as a step in the right direction.
Previously, fishing was profitable, but in our era, the emergence of light fishing and the use of plastics is crippling the business. Fishing equipment have also become very expensive. When we go on shore, we come home with polybags instead of fishes. Light fishing is destroying our business. Those who use the light should at least be given a range when using the light. The light drives away the fishes. We have raised this concern several times. Sometimes the situation results in argument. Light fishing is unhealthy. Secondly, holiday beach activities must be limited by the government. They come in, get drunk and end up dying in the sea. We are unable to go fishing when this happens. Talking about the premix fuel, the card we use to purchase the fuel per my calculation is good. It is just like the prepaid. You can buy any amount. The card is really helping us. It prevents misunderstanding and reduces human elements.
The fisher folk believe with effective management, this situation could be reversed.
After interacting with these fisher folks, we are told that the light fishing as well as plastics is really affecting their businesses. Over the years, we've been expecting that much will be done to eradicate this, but it appears as the year goes by, nothing has been done, even if the government attempt to try as much as possible to clamp those who use light for fishing and also put in effort to ensure that these plastics do not affect their businesses. It's all at the end of the day proves futile. And also one key thing they've also been pointing out is the fact that the automated premix fuel distribution is really being positive on their business. There is some sort of improvement in what they do. For Joy Business, James Ishen.
Meanwhile, the Canoe Owners Association has blamed the cause of light fishing on the activities of industrial trawlers.
Noted that the decline in catch as artisanal fishers are experiencing now is as a result of the activities of the industrial trawlers, because they have been allowed to harvest small pelagic and juvenile fish in voluminous quantity. And it isn't just about stopping them from doing illegal transshipment. Such catch, small pelagic and juvenile fish, are being landed at the port. And as they continue to harvest small pelagic fish, which is a sole preserve of artisanal fishers, they shouldn't expect artisanal fishers to make a catch. Notwithstanding, we as an association say that once light fishing is prohibited by Regulation 11 of LA 1960, it it is important for us to take steps to help the ministry and the commission to address it. For this reason, in the course of these 3 days, we have met canoe owners in the Western region, the Central region, and we are currently meeting canoe owners in Greater Accra region, all for the purpose of bringing it to their attention, giving them the platform to reflect that over the years you are faced with the light and you are not making a cut. And you are even pursued for an illegality which is not giving you any benefit, which you are being pursued. So why don't we put a stop to it, re-engage the ministry and the commission, and see the way forward?
All right, you're watching Business Live. Still to come, weeks after sachet water prices were adjusted, vendors in the Ashanti region are complaining about poor sales.
Medjai. Cote d'Ivoire, c'est une chaîne de so. 10 pesos or 20 according to the Obia betimi attack because in Sweden and can say so can board in my.
And welcome back to Business Live. My name is Darryl Kwao. Sachet water vendors and consumers are lamenting the 10 to 20 peso increase in the price of sachet water in the Ashanti region. Vendors say the new price is affecting the sale of sachet water in the metropolis. Lava FM's Anita Sewajoga spoke to some of the vendors and reports.
Medjai.
Ishra Mame, a sachet water retailer, mops her storefront ready for the day's sale. Her regular customers, who are sachet water vendors, usually come to the shop in the morning to buy bags of sachet water to sell. But that has changed. The vendors return sachet water after failing to sell water bought from her shop. This, according to her, is crippling her business.
It's really hard selling the water at 40 pesos.
In the fight against the scorching sun, sachet water is the last hope for the common man. But Ishra Mami believes that is not the case anymore. The retailer wants sachet water to be produced in volumes to make it affordable for Ghanaians.
Cote d'Ivoire, c'est une chaîne de so. 10 pesos or 20 pesos or 30 pesos or.
In other countries, sachet water is produced in volumes. We also need to adopt that strategy.
According to the Obia betimi attack because in Sweden can say so can board in my.
Another retailer also bemoans how she has lost customers to the increase in price.
4 of my sales girls have stopped work due to the new price. When sachet water was sold at 20 pesos, most sachet water vendors were able to sell 10 to 12 bags of sachet water in a day. Now, they walk under the sun with basins filled with sachet water, only to sell 2 to 3 bags of water due to the price increase.
Say the ana first no moto adie no omonto no sa asesia ye ba kura first no yetimi ton be 10 bags say ye ba 5.
The new price is affecting our business.
Tumu ye ankasa no e higher
marketing and quote is first no.
Patronage is really slow. Sachet water consumers also want prices reduced.
I have reduced the intake of sachet water due to the new price.
Not everyone can afford it.
Raw materials such as plastic film roll and packaging bags for sachet water, as well as high fuel prices, are some of the reasons given by sachet water producers for the increase in prices of the commodity. Najib Dauda Justice is the manager of Tofa Filtered Drinking Water.
The sachet water rubber, it was from 16 cedis per kilo, but now, even I can say 15 cedis, 50 pesos. Now that's increased to 18 cedis. Imagine. Then you use the bag to bag it. The bag that you use to bag the 30 pieces from 230, some 235 to 260 cedis. So definitely there must be an increment.
The producers say if the cost of raw materials keeps increasing, then it's most likely the price of sachet water will be increased in the subsequent months. For Joy News, Anita Sewa Ajuga reporting.
And before we go, a quick update on the PAT explosion. We are getting latest information from the police. The police say they have taken charge of the situation, providing security to enable emergency workers, including the Ghana National Fire Service, NATMO, and the ambulance service to manage the situation. It says that preliminary investigations have established that a mining explosive vehicle moving from Takwa to Chirano mines collided with a motorcycle, resulting in the explosion. So we know that it was caused by that a mining explosive vehicle moving from Takwa to Chirano mines collided with a motorcycle, resulting in that explosion. Thanks for watching Business Live. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business.